This is Eric Muathe from Muathe.com. All is well. As we take a look here, gold is moving back from recent highs, down about 5%. Silver and GDX are down 12 to 8% for the day. So maybe it's a shallow pullback, maybe it's a serious pullback. Time will tell. What I wanted to discuss in this video is a quick follow-up to a video I did as concerns one of the big cap gold stocks, and you can see the video. It's going to be linked in the description of this video. This is the video, so consider this video, this current video, to be a follow-up to this video so it can make some sense. We can see here that we had a nice push higher as far as the weekly breakout was concerned. It moved above the 68 and change price level and had a nice run. Now we're seeing this pullback. The question is, could this turn into a major resistance area, a major reversal area? Now, this is an educational video, but in my thinking, there's evidence that this could be a serious top, at least in the short term, or maybe even a potential major high. The reason is, we'll take a look at the monthly, but even here on the weekly chart, if I draw a simple single RSI line connecting recent lows and recent breakpoints, we can see that this connects to the lows from 2018, connects to the lows here of the RSI, lows here of the RSI, and then these lows. We see what happened when we broke below that level, which is a major pullback. This turned into resistance, which is this pullback zone, and now this is uniform activity above the line and back below it. So this looks like a reversal as long as it is below the line. So that's one concern. Now, what I can say here as a guide to anybody who's potentially wanting to trade an instrument like this, the best thing to do is watch this recent weekly closing high. So watch the recent weekly closing high, set an alert for there. That price level, any breakout above that price level could indicate that the instrument has found stability and actually could be setting the stage for movement higher. So watch the recent weekly closing high as a way to gauge whether it comes back and moves higher. It would be similar to watching this breakout potential here as an entry. So right now, in my opinion, I would suggest, even from an educational standpoint, this looks like a resistance territory. Now, if you take a look at the monthly chart, and again, this is going to make more sense if you watch the previous video, which was suggesting a potential trouble spot around here. Now, we've turned negative for the month on a monthly basis. So this is now bringing the monthly chart that I was talking about in the previous video now in focus. We can also see from this chart that this has now turned into a potential rejection here. Now, this rejection of the RSI is a big deal in my opinion, because the stock is being rejected when trying to climb and hold above RSI 69.1. This rejection at the 69.1 threshold, in my opinion, and from an educational standpoint, is a big deal. It suggests to me that the next major trend direction, if this continues to be the case, is actually, this is indicative and indicative of a potential major plunge as far as this instrument is concerned, and potentially even as far as gold is concerned. Now, what could cure this? The way to correct this is we would need to see the RSI hold and trade above 69.1. We would need to see the price turn back positive for the month. That could change the picture. But right now, given what we have in front of us, this is suggesting that what I was looking at in the video I did prior, that this monthly chart is now in play, and my analysis at the time from an educational standpoint was in some way correct. Because after some good movement for the month of August 2020, now we are seeing that it is turning negative. And to explain this, we can see that this line here that I had drawn in the previous video is now sharply in focus. Why? Because if we take the break point here, which is a major break off the highs of 2008, use my uniformity method, my RSI uniformity method, which is my own researched method, we can see that this is now turning into a trouble area. We can see uniform action above the line, back below it for the highs there. It also happens to be an area where we see RSI 69.1 rejection, which is here, and that corresponds with a major top in price. We see another instant of going above the red line, back below it with uniform action for the highs there. It also happened to be yet again another RSI 69.1 rejection area, and that led to a substantial pullback. It might not seem like it was, but this was a pullback from the 60s to the lows here of 30 at the beginning part of 2020. That's a major pullback area, and now, as we've already noticed, observed, as of right now, this is turning into another resistance area on the red line. The key is this line here. This line is the key, and because we are turning negative for the month, the more we continue holding negative for the month, and as we've already noted, as long as the RSI is showing rejection at the 69.1 threshold, this is starting to look like it could be telling us that the metals might actually have run into substantial major resistance. And believe it or not, as of right now, as long as these conditions remain, it is also suggestive that potentially silver and gold and the miners are setting the stage for a potential massive plunge in the coming months. Now, the way to correct this is very simple, because it would need the RSI to hold back above 69.1. We would need prices to stay positive for the month, and for the RSI, more importantly, to hold above RSI 69.1. Because we don't have those conditions at this very instant, this line is suggestive of a major top as long as this is the case. Now, there's another reason why this could be a problem area. Maybe for the stock, maybe for the entire metals sector of the market. Why? Because this line here, where the RSI is stalling, could also be seen as RSI topside resistance. Hope you can see that. So this is also another way of suggesting that this is a serious area for resistance. As long as these two lines are offering resistance, let me conclude this educational video by saying this is how you start being sensitive to the potential of a major reversal lower. And this would be irrespective of any so-called fundamentals. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Love and light, light and love. Namaste.